Welcome back to the region of Sirmium, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Total War Attila, the Eastern Roman Empire and history. And we are being attacked by a huge force of the Marcomanns. And this is good, because this army here has been sitting around for a long time with nothing to do, and now they have something to do. We can also take a look at our new Eastern Armored Legio, which we haven't seen yet, and we will continue to discuss Byzantine diplomacy. Unfortunately, I do wish we had a bit more cavalry, but as you can see here, they don't have much cavalry, so we should win that battle quite handily, and hopefully then use our cavalry to take out their onagers. They also were foolish enough to bring their king into the battle. So we currently have 2,000 men. We have a reinforcement party of about 550. They are bringing about 2,200 men, but they have a huge reinforcement party of 1,800. The vast majority of them, however, are Germanic levies. Even their mercenary warbands look pretty weak and beat up. So, we do have Germanic spearmen, which I think are better than your typical Germanic levy. So we'll see what happens. One thing I have decided is that I'm going to try to win this battle fairly. That is to say, I'm going to set up in a typical defensive formation. I am not going to abuse the corner camping mechanic. And we're going to see how we do. I think the quality of my troops and my general battle plan should be enough to assure victory. They outnumber us heavily, but the quality of our troops far surpasses theirs, and we have a pretty good range of units. I don't, however, appreciate this all-encompassing mist. I don't like that one bit. But we'll have to make do. So, we are primarily spearmen, so I'm going to... Come on. I'm going to set us up with the spears as our front line, and I'm going to back up the front line with our Eastern Armored Legio. I'm going to have my archers in my typical archer position. Actually, you know what? I've been reading some tactical guides to the game, and they suggest putting your archers at the front. I'm actually going to try that. I'm going to put them in the front, and I'll set them to skirmish so they'll flee. The reason I don't do that normally is because in the time it takes them to flee and reorient themselves, you lose valuable shots. And sometimes you really only get one shot or so off before the enemies are close enough to engage. But we'll give it a try. Normally they would also want you to put a screening force in front of your spearmen, but since we're so outnumbered, I don't want to threaten the spearmen in such a way. And because their cavalry are so small, I'll put both of mine together. And then our general will be here. So we'll put you on skirmish mode. Fire at will is fine for now. We'll set you up to auto precision shot. And our enemies are mostly infantry. So flaming shot's kind of useless. Whistling shot would be kind of interesting, because it causes morale damage, and since they're in front of my own troops, they shouldn't affect my own troops. At least I think that's how it works. It's the arc path of the shot, and not necessarily the area around the archers. And what about you guys? Actually, I'm going to do what I normally do with skirmishers and put you here on the edges. Usually I use them as a cavalry screen, but I think in this instance it'll be nice once the battle lines are met if these guys would kind of go around and throw their javelins into the backs or the sides of our enemies. We'll move you out a bit further. Alright, let's take a look at our Eastern Armored Legio. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't like the shield as much as I liked the previous shield with the Cairo on it, which I think is a lot more evocative and probably historically correct, although who's to say, they probably had shields look like this too. They're pretty easy to make. But what's cool about them, if you'll notice, is the armor. They're wearing chainmail, or it looks like almost scale mail. Actually, it looks like there's a little bit of chainmail underneath them, as you can, come on, as you can see here, see right there, there's just a little bit of chainmail peeking out, and then there's the scale mail on top of it. They also have just regular pants, regular shoes, so they have no armor below the knees. They have a cool helmet though, and it looks like their chainmail extends all the way to their hands. No gloves though, or gauntlets or any kind of hand protection, and the scale mail goes to the elbow. Very interesting. Compare that to our general's unit, who is only wearing chainmail. A full chainmail tunic, but it goes all the way down to the hands. However they are, it appears, there's grass in the way here, but I think they're wearing boots. Not entirely. No, maybe they're not. The helmet's cooler though. Eventually these guys, the Palatina Guards, they do upgrade to a cavalry unit, the Comis, but we're not there technologically. Alright, let's get this party started. And we do have reinforcements coming, it appears, from the east, which is not a great place for them because, as you see here, the terrain gets a bit rocky and crappy around here, which provides a nice edge to our battle line, though certainly not impassable, but it does make it difficult for these guys to make it. So we're going to just try to get them here, and they don't have to run. It'll probably take a while for the enemy to come to us. In this episode, I want to talk about Byzantine diplomacy as it applies to religion. The Eastern Romans, even in this period, and even more so later on, were devout Christians, and they were serious about it. According to Lutwak, however, they often effectively used their religion as a tool of diplomacy and statecraft. Some examples of this. Well, in the time of Justinian, he built a church that you may have heard of. It doesn't exist in the time period of this game, but it's referred to as the Hagia Sophia, or the Church of the Holy Wisdom. And it was the most magnificent church in the entire world for like 1,000 years. I've seen it personally, and even to this day, with things like super tall buildings and amazing modern architecture, it's still a sight to behold, and it's really amazing to look at. Let's speed this up here. I don't see the enemies anywhere. General, what's your skill, by the way? Fear. Oh, I love it. I love it. This is going to be good. So this church, this Hagia Sophia, attracted pilgrims from all over not only the empire, but the entire Christian world. And it was not only an architectural wonder, but it was decorated with gold, mosaics, priceless silks. So it was really quite an experience for the visitors to behold. Just keep an eye on that cavalryman. I'm not sure what he's doing. It was kind of viewed by contemporaries as not just an amazing church and building, but honestly as the home of God on earth. And to give you an idea of how having such amazing and opulent architecture... What? Did he just say the men are broken? No, maybe he said the enemies are approaching. Alright, everyone. You know the drill. And General Perfect. Alright, you guys, do your thing, please. Let's see. Oh, I see. They're not quite in range yet. What is your range? Okay, so they're just about in it. They're sending up their ranged troops first, which is interesting. And these guys are still on their way. Or are they? Interesting. Alright. You know what? We could use them to kind of strengthen our line here. Alright, well this... They charged us, but our skirmishers were able to get away, so that's fine. Now they don't have to skirmish anymore, however. They can stay where they are. In fact, let's move them up. And let's tell them not to make their own decisions and actually do what I say. So they don't fire into the back of our own troops. Alright, so the onagers are definitely having their effect. So let's take care of that with our cavalry. And, wow, you guys are way out of formation. Crap. I don't understand why Creative Assembly hasn't fixed this bug yet. But that's alright. Alright. So now you guys move forward, please. Okay, this is interesting. We're going to have to be very fast with our cavalry, because they have another army. So they're attacking before they were able to consolidate their forces, which is good for us. Except, why are our forces losing morale? Come on. There we go. That'll help. Alright, you guys move up slightly, and you guys too. The problem is they're mostly ranged units, and I don't want to get out of position and kind of lose my line, and then these guys all of a sudden come. So I got to stay in my line for the most part, even if it appears we're doing okay. I also don't really want to engage my skirmishers just yet. I think there's cavalry in this group too. Nothing great, scout equites, but good enough to take out some archers. Alright. And our cavalry... Let's see if we can't go after their general. So all their ranged troops are kind of running around looking lost, which is fine. So their general is a brave man. He's kind of deciding to charge our cavalry. Okay, no. No. Come on, guys. Get back into line. Alright. Let's see if we can't take out these guys. These are melee cavalry, the Dalmatei, so they're doing okay. Although now there's spearmen involved. Let's pull out from there. Okay, this isn't ideal because our archers are in front of the rest of them. Okay. Alright, so now all 3 units of cavalry are looking good. Let's take out these guys. Perfect. And these spearmen don't really know what to do. Their general is attacking here, so now is a good time to make him regret that. You guys move up. And where are my cataphracts? Is that them? Yeah, they're too far away to be useful in this instance. Alright, scout equites. Just be careful. Stay away from those spearmen if you can. No, really? Come on, thread the needle. Thread the needle, boys. Excellent. Eastern Armored Legio. Let's get involved. Boom! I love it. Here come our new toys. Our new upgraded swordsmen. Excellent. All right, so now their huge group of spearmen are coming. Oh, let's get these cavalry out of there, huh? And let's actually move this group of cavalry out too.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
That's okay. Doesn't bother me one bit. It looks like they're spreading out their spearmen here. These are just German levies, I think. Yeah, I'm not worried about them at all. We're just gonna crush them. Should have been in Testudo, though.
The men are broken and running for their lives.
Oh, shoot. I wasn't paying attention to our cataphracts. And they were, unfortunately, routed. That sucked. It's going to be expensive to replace them. What could have taken them out? Please don't tell me it was just a Germanic levy. They're probably getting attacked by multiple ranged troops. General, is your skill back? No. Excellent. Alright, Scout Equites. There's just too much going on right now. Alright. Levis Emature, you get involved. What is happening here?
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
Wow, their ranged troops are really good. They're taking out our cavalry without too much problem. So now we just have Scout Equites, and I want to keep them safe because we have no other method to harm their ranged troops. So these guys are winded and they're wavering, so we should be able to give them a good show. Okay, I'm not sure why you're just standing there, but don't do that. Alright. We're going to move you up, and you're going to get these guys from behind. Hopefully roll up that line. Their ranged troops are coming back. Levis Emature, let's move you up. Our cavalry routed these guys. No. Let's see if we can get those guys. Nope, stay where you are.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Alright, one of our spearmen units is fleeing. Probably around here. Alright, you guys. And you come around here and then do the same. Excellent. Levis Emature for here, quickly. Cavalry. Rush the hurlers. Time to get proactive. We'll flank with these guys just in case. We'll move you up too. Seriously, guys. Now or never. Alright, Levis Emature. See if we can't take out their spearmen with javelins. Okay, mercenary hurlers. Actually, Scout Equites, come home. There's axemen heading toward you. Alright, you know what? Let's take them from two different angles. Let's get these guys from behind here. They are very strong here in the middle. Perhaps I was wrong to dismiss them so quickly. What are you guys doing here? Let's chase you with them. Meanwhile, we get these guys over here. We need to get you involved in the battle. We're not already. There's some pikemen there, but they won't be much harm from us if we get them from behind. How are we going to effectively use these cavalry? There's really no place where... We're already surrounding the enemy from multiple angles. Okay, they're running. See if we can't take out some of their ranged troops. Oh, crap. How did you get around us? Alright. Let's go down here. And down here. Let's move the general up. I'm still very confident in victory, but they do have quite a few numbers. The good thing is they're all wavering. The bad thing is I lost all my cavalry. another good thing is looks like my archers were able to take out the spearmen almost all by themselves. Cavalry, stay alive, friends. Alright. We're pretty much rolling them up. As you can see, our Eastern Armored Legios are still incredibly fresh, almost unharmed. We don't want our skirmishers in the front, or our cavalry. You think? We'll bring you back. Okay. Let's get this guy from all angles. The placement in this battle has just been atrocious. And that's my fault, I recognize. Actually, no. Skirmishers against axemen, probably not the best choice. Here we go. Move those guys up. See if we can't get them. Come on. Not sure who you guys were fighting up there, but let's fight these guys. Okay. Let's just move into the back of these guys. Perfect. Their general's fallen. Axemen are now attacking my archers again. That's fine. The archers seem to be good enough at taking care of themselves. And cavalry. Let's get you back involved to run down stragglers. I don't want to fight these guys any more than I have to. 14 men in that party, 12 in that party. 35, sure. Take them out. And sometimes when you defeat onagers, they join you. You get them added to your own army. So that'll be interesting. Alright, let's speed things up since the battle is won. 30 men, 6 men, 10 men. Wow, they had a rough day. And we are, for the most part, intact. We only lost 1 unit of spearmen, which hopefully will come back, and our cataphracts, which super hopefully will come back. So while we watch this, in 986, Vladimir, the king of the Kievan Rus, which was a people from north of the Black Sea in what is today known as the Ukraine, he was deciding what religion he should be. And he sent emissaries out to all the major world religions to find out which one was the best. Now, when these emissaries came back, they said that the Muslims, that is the religion of Islam, appeared sorrowful and unhappy, like their religion didn't make them happy. They said the Catholics, while they had ceremony, they didn't seem very glorious. Their religion didn't seem like it had a lot of glory. However, in Constantinople and the Orthodox Christian religion, they said, "We knew not whether we were in heaven or on earth, for on earth there is no such splendor or such beauty, and we are at a loss how to describe it." And they're referring, of course, to the Hagia Sophia. They came back to the court of Vladimir, saying that God himself dwelt among the Eastern Romans, or the Byzantines, in the city of Constantinople. And as a result, Vladimir converted not only himself, but his people to the Orthodox faith in 988. And just so you're aware, this was no accident. Byzantine missionaries had been at his court for years, and they even previously converted his grandmother to Christianity. At the time the Rus emissaries arrived in Constantinople, their visit, as I mentioned before about Byzantine statecraft, was heavily scripted, and everything they saw was meant to amaze them. And the good news, folks, is that our cataphracts survived, as did our equites dalmatae, so we didn't lose anything in this battle. With time, it will eventually replenish, and we pretty much crushed these guys, including killing their king. Now, unfortunately, we can't follow them because they are now in the lands of the Ostrogoths, who we are at peace with, and we do not have military access.
My lord would have me propose a treaty.
The Garamantians want a defensive alliance.
And humbly request such a thing.
You're at war with the Western Roman separatists and the Alamans. And it looks like the Western Romans have been completely removed from Africa. Wow, that little assault of theirs didn't last long, did it? No, they're still there. The Alamans are a horde. Yeah, I'll support this.
So you know how to.
It's actually kind of cool that somebody actually wants to be my friend. That's very, very unusual.
Put fear in many hearts.
No, we are not fighting against the Ostrogoths. Screw you.
I see that.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, believe it or not, that battle, as long as it was, lasted the entire episode. So, next episode, we will continue on discussing the use of religion in Byzantine diplomacy. Once again, I am Marcus Aurelius. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.